Aha. We're back. We're back. It crashed, so I have to start again, but it's his life. Let me quick share this. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Sorry. That's the internet. I'm a little far away from the router. I don't remember where it is, but I'm a little far away from the router, so the internet. Yes, I'm back. So the internet cut out, but it's okay. It's fine. All right, let's make this small again. There we go. Okay. Thank you. All right. I think that's fine. Only response. Only answer. I think the response is fine there. I also love Hamish. He's like, my family, we don't do any like dangerous stuff. Just petty theft, armed robbery, fraud, larceny. So funny. It's a family business. Hamish. This cracks me up. I feel like her response is funny. Yes, Hamish, our boy is a silly one. He really is. Just keep it under 1K. For what? Money? $1,000? For what? Oh, yes. Yeah, for the theft and all. Yeah. They do little things. They don't do big things. But I mean, that's still technically being a villain, you know. Somebody's got to do the dirty work. Also, Quinn is the messiest eater in the whole world. Oh my gosh. He's insane. He's so funny. I cannot imagine Hamish's sweet mama even doing small theft. Well, she doesn't. She keeps their house under wraps. She's a stay-at-home mom. And she keeps that as like their secret base. My kitties are sleeping to your music. Aww, I'm so glad. But yeah, Hamish's mom doesn't do any of the theft. His dad does, though. His dad does all the fraud, theft, tax evasion, whatnot. All right. Now I gotta fix all the chapters and stuff as I go along. Okay. That was the Lachlan chapter. Okay, that spacing's fine. Because it's gonna mess up all the chapter spacing with my edits that I add, which is fine. Like, it's perfectly fine. Okay, now I'm on chapter 3, which I'm actually gonna have to write quite a bit on, but I do have like it written down what I'm going to write. Not word for word, but I have like the general idea. Yep. Add more. Hollywood meeting. Yeah, because like it's so short. This chapter is literally like, it's 6 pages long. and it needs more. So I'm gonna add some more pages to it because I read it and I was like, I felt really short, and because it was. So I'm gonna add more with Fable in it because we need more Fable. Fable's Nalia's best friend, she attends the Tunde Hero Academy, while Nalia transfers over to the Siragos Villain Academy. She has her reasons, but yeah. Maybe it doesn't need more if it accomplished everything it needed to. Well, when I read the chapter, I felt like it was missing something. Like I read it and I was like, wait, that's it? Like I literally was flipping back and forth and I checked the page numbers to make sure that was all that was in the chapter. I was like, oh, that is it. So I feel like also I'm going to kind of establish more of Nalia's mindset, because I feel like that's very important going into the book with how she views villains and what she thinks about villains, and same with how Fable views villains and how Fable thinks about and talks about villains, because both of them were raised and steeped in hero propaganda. And so they are very much brainwashed in the sense of like heroes are always good and villains are always evil. They're evil from the moment they're born and all this stuff. They never help each other. Like even if they claim to be good, it's always there's some secret motive behind it. Things like that. If you ever have writer's block, you could write a little side story that doesn't connect to main story to see if that unlocks anything. Yeah, I could easily do that. I've done so many things. There's so much lore. Each character there's so many things I have about all of these characters. They're just amazing. I need to make sure that says my gift. Oops, gift, dash. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was thinking my little dashes were not the correct length, and I was right. They are not the correct length. I forget a couple of like commas here and there that I go back and add. Change some of the things so they're not constantly the same. Like not using giggling too many times. Switch it out with laughter and chuckling, or bubble of amusement, things like that. Or I'll miss like a vat. There's little things. You have presented the tea, now spill it. What tea do you want to specifically know? Because I have so much tea about all of the characters. Every single one of them. There's so much info I could share about them. We've got Lachlan. We've got Nalia. Those are the main two in the book series that the points of view, in book one, that their points of view flips back and forth between. They have so much backstory. All of them do. Hamish is the comedic best friend. Quinn is a really calm, collected fellow who enjoys weightlifting and bird watching and surfing and doing crossword puzzles and watching documentaries. That's why I watched the mermaid documentary, by the way, because Quinn was trying in book 2, Quinn is trying to decide, okay, what is a documentary that I would enjoy, that also Nemo would enjoy watching. And so he picked the mermaid documentary, which is why I watched it again. Through the horrible CGI, the jump scares of prosthetics, and I watched the whole thing so that I could have things to quote from it and put into book too. Granted, they're not really paying attention to the documentary. They're talking to each other more so, but I just wanted to have that in my brain. He's obsessed with birds. Quinn knows he can name off every single bird by both their common name and scientific name in all of North, South America, Europe, some parts of Asia, and all of Africans. Like he knows just so many. He knows so many birds. He has them all. He loves learning about birds. It's like his favorite thing in the world. And let's see, Emilio. You don't really get to see a lot of his backstory in here, but he kind of lived a very lonely life leading up to meeting the friend group, because he's a mind reader, which unsettles a lot of people because they automatically assume he's reading their mind, like in every interaction, so they just don't interact with him. And it doesn't really come up. It's mentioned briefly at the very end of book 1 of his mom thanking Lachlan for being his friend and like bringing some joy back into his life, because he didn't have friends before, because people just were unsettled by his ability, even though he does not read people's minds without consent. That's like his number one rule. He will not read people's minds without their consent. Nolly's mother, on the other hand, does not care. She does not care. She does not give any cares about reading someone's mind. She will do it when it serves her best. And that's what I'm on right now. Yeah, she doesn't care. But Emilio cares. He doesn't want to violate people's private thoughts. But he struggles with keeping out people's thoughts if they are loud or overwhelming. So like, for example, if somebody is overwhelmed or stressed out and like their mind is spiraling, their thoughts are like amplified. And so he has a hard time like filtering it out and stopping them from like entering into his consciousness, which is part of the reason why he's an insomniac. He likes to stay up late because when it's late at nighttime, the world is quiet and people don't think as much because they're asleep. They're dreaming and he can't access dreams. So he likes staying up at night. Yes. So people with PTSD would be his nightmare. Yeah. So like Lachlan, how he meets Lachlan is he's walking alone at nighttime and Lachlan is spiraling as all get out. And Emilio's like, whoa, this guy needs some serious help. And so he like calmly like tries to approach him to be like, hey, what are you doing wandering out here alone? And Lachlan has never met him before and obviously doesn't want to like be like, oh, I'm having a bad night to this random dude. But then Emilio's like, well, if you want, since we're both up, I know we don't know each other, but I know there's like this little waffle place down the street that doesn't have like the worst midnight waffles in the world. It's later than midnight. It's like 2 a.m. But he's like, if you want to go just like get a bite to eat, I'll pay for it. And we can just sit and chat and get to know each other. And so Lachlan's like, might as well, don't have anything better to do. So like they go and do that. And then that kind of becomes like a routine where they start doing that a couple nights a week for months on end. And yeah, they have a very, very close relationship and share a lot of things with each other that they don't share with other people. So I really adore their relationship. You don't see it quite as much. You see it pop up a couple times throughout the book, but it's not like in depth as much as like I have it fleshed out in my brain. that. Okay. Okay. Oops. Oh, the music stopped. Oh, it's like it got quiet. Yes, it did. There. Started the music again. But yeah, Quinn met Lachlan when he was 15. In like their combat class that they had together at Crestmore. Because in combat classes they mix grade levels. They usually pair them together based on what grade level they're in. And then at the Siragos Villain Academy, they also mix them all together because they want you to see people at different power levels than you, and people who have trained longer and people who haven't trained as long, so you get a healthy mixture. It just depends on like what lecture time you're in that your combat class is in, because they have multiple combat classes throughout the day. So some have the same combat class as the others, some don't. I put all my kids in the same combat class because for book purposes, plot purposes, but they're not all in all of the same classes that they have together. Like some of them have an infiltration class together, others do not. Some of them have an interrogation class together, some do not. There's one in book 2 that focuses on Quinn and Celine. Celine, her ability is her skin is toxic. She cannot touch anyone. She cannot control her ability, so she always wears gloves, turtlenecks, long sleeves, pants, combat boots, whole 9 yards. In the book, we get to see her in class by herself, where she does not have her protective group of friends around her. And so we get to really see how isolating the fear of her ability is. So it's heartbreaking for Celine when she doesn't at least have one other friend in class with her, because she's so there's empty desks all around her, and then people sit on the other side of the room. I know, our poor sad baby. Yeah. Oh, Celine. But yeah, she's precious. I love her. She's just so sweet. Oh, here we go. Okay. This is where Fable comes in. Fable! Because I just felt like it was weird that there was nothing there. I was like, that's, Celine! Yeah, we have to protect her at all costs. Yeah. She's precious, and I love her, and she deserves the world. All right. Fable. This is where Fable shows up. I'm going to go through the rest of the chapters first. There's not too many things I have to edit in it. And I'll come back and actually sit down and write that. So I'll probably get quiet for a moment because I got to type out a little bit for that. We shall name Robin's baby Celine. I like that. Okay, let's see. Ugh, and all these parrots. Ah! It's fine. Her parents, they break something in me. They're too busy and they don't care about her. Well, I mean, it's not that it's very hard. Sad to disappoint, but she's already got a name in mind. I love that. That's okay. But yeah, her parents And I mean, it's hard. It is hard being a top level hero and having kids. Kids. I don't really mention it much. Nalia does have a brother who doesn't come around very often. He was very, very sick as a child.